Assalamu alaikum, marhaba bikum. Welcome to a new video for the Atlas Lions with your host Fazan. Today we're going to take a look at the things that happened in the last couple of days, the things that happened in the last couple of weeks, and the things that are going to happen in the next couple of days. We obviously took a long break that we pretty much needed after the sudden exit of Morocco from the Africa Cup 2 months ago. But now we're back, and we're going to look at the friendly games that are scheduled for Morocco in the Agadir Stadium. Today at night, they're going to have a match against Angola, and in a couple of days, a match against Mauritania. Both teams obviously chosen for their pretty much similar run in the Africa Cup as Morocco. I think Angola went into the quarterfinals while Mauritania was exited by Cape Verde in the round of 16, just like Morocco was sent home after the loss against South Africa in the round of 16 as well. So both teams in a similar phase as Morocco right now, although obviously many people might consider Morocco to be the gigantic favorite, but as we've learned many times in the past, in Africa there are no favorites. Everyone can fall, everyone can succeed. So Morocco needed those friendly games for a couple of reasons. First, they needed to redeem themselves after that disappointing performance in the Africa Cup in January in the Ivory Coast. And second reason is obviously to introduce Brahim Diaz into the national team after an exhaustive negotiation phase with the Spanish team, the Moroccan Federation, and Brahim Diaz himself, obviously. In the end, he chose Morocco. We obviously are going to welcome him with open arms. He's a phenomenal player, currently residing in Madrid, playing for Real Madrid, and is obviously one of the top talents in Europe right now. Maybe we're going to talk about him later in an own video, because there's a lot to discuss for the potential of that player. And the third reason is obviously Morocco needs as much preparation as he can get for the next Africa Cup that is going to be hosted in Morocco, presumably next year. Morocco is more than ready to host it next year, but the details are going to be published, I would say, in the next couple of months. So whether the Africa Cup is going to be played next year or the year after is still to be announced. Morocco had a successful training camp, no major injuries. Obviously, the assistant coach was replaced, which is a common theme in Morocco that is kind of confusing, but it is what it is. We're not going to get into the politics of the federation now. We have better things to discuss. Let's take a look at the squad list that was nominated for those two friendly games by Regragui. First, the goalkeepers didn't change from the Africa Cup. Obviously, Yassin Bounou, Mounir Al Qajwi, and El Mahdi bin Abid. The defenders: Naif Agred, Abdel Kabir Abqar. Ashraf Dari is back after he missed the Africa Cup. He's now back. He might replace Saiss in the official lineup, because Saiss wanted to focus on his career in Saudi Arabia right now. We have Shadi Riyal, we have Ashraf Hakimi as usual, Mohamed Shibi is back, Yahya Atiyatullah, and Yusuf Al-Khadim. There's obviously Mazraoui missing, still recovering from an injury. And in the midfield we have Soufiane Amrabat, Oussama Al-Azzouzi, Brahim Diaz, the newcomer, Bilal Khannous, Amir Richardson, Azzdin Unahi. and forwards, which consist of attackers and wings. Obviously, Hakim Ziyech back from injury. Ilyas Akhoumash, Ayoub El-Kaabi, Yusuf Nsiri, Soufiane Rahimi back in the list after he missed a couple of years for different reasons. Amin Adli and Ilyas Ben Saghir. So the most prominent names missing are obviously Mazraoui and Boufal, and also Amlah, who was a constant in Argragi's lineup, but now those people are missing. He's given some new chances, and some are obviously still recovering from injury. We still don't have a definite lineup for the game against Angola this after this night. As soon as it's published officially, I'm gonna do a separate video to it. Morocco is expected to play in the usual 4-1-4-1 formation, but that is not set in stone since the arrival of Brahim Diaz means we have a very strong offensive midfield, and Brahim Diaz could literally occupy the whole zone of the offensive midfield, and maybe that could lead to Unahi and Amrabat playing as the defensive midfields, but that is still up to debate and speculation.